4 years of dating didn't bother me, but I was getting excited to settle down. However, my boyfriend apparently realized that he absolutely didn't want to commit to anything and wanted to experiment and have fun since I wasn't being fun anymore. His grand plan was to get him mad at me so I would beg for forgiveness, and then he'd only accept an open relationship as an answer.
Oh my God, men lie, they lie, they lie. They will do anything to get a relationship on their terms. Because so many of these men are so entitled that they think it's only fair that they get access to you and all the things you give them, but they get to dictate all the terms. So I'm going to show you one of the ways that through some celebrity examples of the ways that men will hide behind some BS excuse that they don't even care about to trick you into being a placeholder, or somehow manipulate you into like not making them commit so they can get everything from you, but like not have to like marry you. Just to recap, so you don't have to watch 3 videos. That girl was dating that guy for 4 years. She visited his family all the time. They would have dinner. She really loved his family. And as part of her culture, which I don't think they specify in that video, it is that you show up with something, flowers, food, a gift every time. So every time she would show up. So this dude made up a whole lie, a whole story about how his parents were offended by all her gifts, and even texted from his own father's phone. Some crazy lie being like, I need an apology or never talk to me again or something, and then blocked her so she couldn't respond. And he did this so that his parents, who were starting to put pressure on him to get married, and her expecting them to get married, so that all these people who want him to show up and be a man, and by be a man, I mean be a decent human being who doesn't lie and who actually and doesn't lead someone on and doesn't manipulate and doesn't act like a little child, a king baby. I shouldn't have to commit to one person just because she gives me everything and commits to me. That's not fair. So he made all that up so that she would agree to an open relationship so that he could have the upper hand and string her along, because he doesn't have the courage to actually break up with her, because so many men will not break up with you. Why would they? And this is what drove me crazy when I was like first got back into the dating scene. I say got back. I never even was in it until my late 30s. When I first stepped into the dating scene, online dating and relationships and stuff, starting in my late 30s, I'm like, why would they just stop calling? Why would they just leave me alone? Why won't they just break up? They won't do it, y'all. They will like maybe kind of break up so that you want them more. Or they will just breadcrumb you. Or they will behave like everything's fine and lead you on while also having a double life, a whole other girlfriend, like, or 2 or 3, right? I don't know how these men keep up with all their lies. They lie. So many men on Tinder didn't mention in all of our correspondence that they are laying next to their wife as they're sending me these messages. And I say that because I would meet my FBI investigation skills. I would take the college that they listed or something. This is before I even knew that you could like reverse Google image or whatever. And I would find out like that. Oh crap. Look at their Instagram account. Look at their face. Look, there's their children. There's their wife. He was texting me every night at like 12:30 at night. Wife was probably right next to him, asleep. Men lie, and they usually lie by omission, but some of them go as far as to do what that dude did and create a whole, like, game. Can you imagine what men could do if they put all that energy and effort into loving somebody instead of deceiving us? So many men have come up with the craziest stories. I had a man create a whole fake story about being in Lyon. He researched the names of streets. He researched the names of the rental bike companies. He researched all this stuff to create a fake person who lived in Lyon so that I would exchange photos with him so that he could later ghost me. And then I found out later on when my friend listened to his accent, he's not British. The photos, I found them on Glamour, a professional model. Like, y'all, I have seen so much in my few years that I was online. Extent that my ex went to on Craigslist, posting on Craigslist in Santa Fe, in Colorado Springs. I have receipts. I've shown them on here before. In Albuquerque, in Los Alamos. The dude was posting Craigslist ads out of state, trying to get women to sleep with him while he was dating me and cheating on me with at least one other girl. At least two, just not at the same time. So I say all this to say, based on my own personal experience and by all these Reddit posts of women being like, am I an asshole for expecting a man to treat me with just the least bit of respect? No! And then men telling on themselves, am I the a-hole for cheating on a woman and having a whole second family and then expecting her to, not leave me? Am I the a-hole? Am I an a-hole for not telling her that I had an STD and 4 children and had been to prison? Should I have told her that? Like, come on, y'all know. You should be telling us. They lie, y'all. So let me show you one of my favorite little lies or like deceptions or whatever that celebrities have done to try to trick the women they were dating. I don't know if all of them did this, but so many celebrities before gay marriage was legal, several celebrities were like, we're not going to get married till all people can get married because we're allies. And I swear to God, y'all, as much as I love that, as much as I love the idea of that, I would bet money that the man came up with that idea. Because we know men will do anything to avoid having to take responsibility. And they will do shut up rings. I'm going to tag my mutual who has a whole playlist on shut up rings. And I think came up with that term, but I'm not sure. They will do shut up rings. They'll do what this Reddit dude did and create a whole fake story about his parents being mad about blah, blah, blah to get you to submit to his terms of an open relationship or fill in the blank, whatever it is these men want. As long as they're on top. They don't want a partner, not eyeball to eyeball, baby. They're looking down on you. And you're all looking down being like, tell me what I need to do to get you to love me. And we do it! There are at least 5 couples that did, but I'm not getting married till all people can get married. My favorite one is Dax and Kristen. Because I firmly believe this is the most unhealthy couple in Hollywood. And as much as this couple tried to make it seem like this was like their decision, the minute gay marriage was legalized, he had Kristen looking like a fool, immediately tweeting, will you marry me? Marriage equality. Hashtag love is love. Like, she said all of this. I would put money that Dax was like, it's just not fair. Like, love is love. We have to wait. And he didn't plan on it happening that fast. But the second it passed, she proposed to him. How romantic. You have her looking like a fool, dude. And then he won't even wear his wedding band. He has a little tattoo of a bell. As if any woman who doesn't already know who he is going to see a bell and be like, oh, that man must be married. You know what that bell says? That bell actually says, I don't want to wear a stupid ring. I'm not really committed to my wife. Hey, baby, come talk to me. He even says that the reason he doesn't wear it is a little more selfish. I don't like wearing jewelry. Your name is an object. I could just get a tattoo. Good. Oh, and to top it off, how much you want to bet it was his idea to have a cheap wedding? $142 wedding. Tell me that a Disney princess and like America's sweetheart, tell me that this was her idea. The woman who proposed and looked like a fool on Twitter, this was her idea? Yeah, right. She didn't even get to wear a fancy dress. They're trying to sell it like, we just don't care. We're above that. Yeah, right. They just couldn't wait to plan their marriage ceremony. So they did it at the courthouse. Yeah, right. This is the man who doesn't like it when she tells him he should clean things because it's controlling to leave notes. Who else is on that list? Another beautiful couple. Brad told Esquire in 2006, not until everybody can get married. And then ended up getting married before gay marriage was legal and said it was because his kids pressured him. Real romantic, bro. He's like, God, I'm stuck with this woman I had an affair with. He's an abuser, by the way, in case y'all forgot. The Full House chick, they said they were waiting and they got a secret wedding and then were already divorced before gay marriage passed. Let's not forget about this mess. She also proposed on Twitter as soon as gay marriage passed. He didn't even respond to her tweet. And guess what? They never got married. Take lessons from her, y'all. This man never wanted her. Not for marriage. Men will do anything to make the relationship on their terms. Do not let them.